Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a continuation from the part 2. Again, if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, it's best to go back and watch either part 1 or part 2. This is just going to kind of show a different way of doing cables so that your cables kind of stand out more. So all of this stuff, the casting on, the knitting and purling, all of that was covered in the first 2 videos. So we're once again casting on 18 stitches. Since I'm just doing this for, tutorial purposes, I'm just going to do 1 set. Here's the pattern that we're going to be doing. So we're going to knit 4 to start. And now we're going to purl 2, right? If you remember from the last one, we would do 6 knits and then we would do our cable over the next 6. So we did our 2 purls. Now we're going to knit 6 because eventually these 6 stitches will become the cable stitch. Now we're going to purl 2 again. The purls kind of sandwich the cable. Okay, and now we'll finish with 4 knits. So that was row number 1. Row number 2 is going to be starting with 4 purls instead of 4 knits because we want to keep our stitches the same. And now we're going to knit 2 instead of purling 2. Now we're going to purl 6. So you can see that the purls are staying together, those little bumpy stitches, and then the knits are staying together. 2 knits, 4 purls. That was row 2. Row 3 is the same thing as row 1. So we're going to knit 4, purl 2, knit 6, purl 2, knit 4. So you can see how it's kind of a mix now. We have knit stitches here and then the purl bumps and then the knit stitches and the purls. So that was row 3. For row 4, we're going to repeat row 2, which means we're going to start off with 4 purls and then 2 knits. We're going to purl 6, knit 2, purl 4. Now, row 5 is going to be our cable row. So we're going to start off like normal, and then when we get to these 6 stitches, we're going to do our cable. Oh, just like the last few rows, we're going to knit 4, knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to purl these 2, 1 and 2. We are going to grab these 3 stitches. I also realized in the last video that I was grabbing these backwards. I don't know why, but trying to do knitting tutorials just really made my brain scramble. So yeah, pick them up with the crochet hook side and then knit off the knitting needle side. Move it to the back, knit the next 3 on the left hand needle, ignoring the ones on that cable needle. Cable needle to the front of the working yarn. And we're going to knit the 3 off the cable needle. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry about the knitting needle, just smacking against the desk there. So we did our cable. We're now going to purl 2 and knit 4. You can already kind of see how this cable stands out a little bit more than the ones on just the knit fabric. So let's keep going. So row 6 is going to repeat row 2, just knits and purls across. So we're going to do 4 purls to start, knit 2. Now we're going to purl. This is the cable section. So again, you might have a little bit of a snug couple of stitches. Just try and keep your tension even. Okay, there were 6 purls, 2 knits, and ending with 4 purls. Row 7, going to repeat row 1, 4 knits, 2 purls, 6 knits, 2 purls, and 4 knits. Hopefully you can see the difference this makes by doing the purls before you do the cable. It kind of makes that cable really pop. We're going to keep going like this, repeating basically rows 1 and 2, and then doing a cable knit on the 5th row. Row 8 is the same as row 2, going to purl 4, knit 2, purl 6, knit 2, purl 4. So that was 8 rows. So that is 1 repeat. We're now going to start back at row 1 And I'm going to kind of zoom along. I'm not going to necessarily talk this all through until we get back to that cable row, and then I'll walk through that one more time. So, all right, so we've done our repeats. We are now on row 5, and you can really see here when you have done more of the repeats how the purls kind of frame that cabled knit. So we're going to cable again here across these 6 stitches. We knit our first 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and purl 2, and we are going to grab the first 3 stitches of this cable. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to move them to the back behind that knitting needle and behind that working yarn. I'm going to scoot these stitches up, and we're going to knit the next 3 on our left needle, ignoring the ones on the cable needle. 1, 2, and 3, and now we're going to move that cable needle back in front of the working yarn and knit the 3 stitches off the cable needle onto our right hand needle, and have that left needle just smack the desk. So here's our cable right after it's done. We'll go ahead and finish this. Purl 2, knit 4. So you can really see how the cables stand out so much more when you go ahead and you purl before you do the knit cables. The cables are still here, they're just a lot more subdued. But again, this was just learning the basics of, I didn't want to confuse brand new people with knits and purls and combos, and so like once you get the basics of knitting and purling, I highly recommend trying your cables like this. Look at how nice that pops out. We're going to go ahead and finish up this repeat of 8 just so that way you can kind of see it just a little bit clearer. So be right back. So there is 2 sets of the 8-row repeat. So this is 16 rows. You can see how the cables are really showing up so much clearer now. This is literally the exact same cable, but just with knits and purls together instead of it being just knit. Now I have sweaters from my aunt that have a combo of ones like this and like this. It can actually make a really cool texture. I personally like the way that this looks, but that is basically all you need to do. Like if you wanted to, you could absolutely just keep going, repeating those 8 rows over and over and over, and you would have like a nice size cabled piece. If you wanted it to be bigger, you could actually double this, and that would end up like this. So if you wanted to make like a thicker scarf or something like that, you totally could. Thanks so much for watching this quick little video to show the difference of doing a combination of knits and purls versus just knits. I hope that this is something that you guys will try. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or what you would like to see me cover next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help out. And I will see you all next month with another tutorial video. Take care. Speedy time, gonna do a speedy thing with the post-production.